Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the Dreaded D Rose report. Got a little bit of information here. I'll let you know that the great Kahli, he was drafted to Raw to make room for Big Show on SmackDown. The feeling is that they only want one real big man on each brand, and with the show's gimmick of being the world's largest athlete, you don't want anybody taller than him. And that's all he is a little bit taller, but so it makes sense to have someone bigger. It wouldn't make sense to have someone bigger on the same show. So anyway, Goldberg wrote on his Twitter today, he says, FYI, for your information, a torn rotator cuff seems to be halting my training a bit. Ooh. The recent addition to WWE's Alumni roster is Jim the Anvil Neidhart, British Bulldog, Maria, Mickie James, Katie Leah, Sheldon Benjamin, and Shawn Michaels. Vince McMahon, he's said to be on a kind of a youth kick right now, which, naughty. Oh, and he's standing up for the younger talent in WWE. Didn't know what they meant there for a minute. One veteran who is affected by this is Finlay. Besides working as an occasional live event match, Finlay, his role from the company went from kind of here on out to mainly just working backstage, which he was doing that for a while too. He used to train the lucky guy. Used to train the divas. Driver Hermie Sadler will be driving a RAB Racing number 9 TNA racing race car, I guess, this coming Friday for Bubba Burr 250 at Richmond International Raceway in Richmond. Bubba Burger 250. ODB, by the way, has got a Twitter account, twitter.com/1dirtybiatch. Anyway, as noted before, this Monday's TNA scored a 0.50 cable rating with 740,000 viewers. This rating broke the all-time low for the Impact on Spike that came from April 1st. 2006, when the show scored a 0.57 rating on a Saturday night at 11 p.m. head-to-head with the WWE Hall of Fame and Bret Hart induction. Bret Hart kind of bums Dixie Carter out for some reason. When he showed up on Raw, man, they did a poor rating. Anyway, TNA made the decision to put the world title on Rob Van Dam on April 19th at Impact after the 0.6 rating came out from the week before. The feeling is that what they were doing wasn't working, and they needed to try something different to do a little. It's going to take a little bit more than a title change, Dixie. Come on. That ain't why they're not tuning in. Get your ass back over on Thursday. Take the show with you. Anyway, Steve Austin wrote on the following on his Twitter account about WWE's NXT. I'm somewhat new to NXT, he says. The wrestlers are selling programs. Man, said times have changed big time. Brian is pretty damn good. First time I've ever seen David Otunga talk. And Kid might turn around in a damn good promo. Might turn in a good promo one of these days. WWE, by the way, is planning to put the brothers Carlito and Primo back together on the Raw brand and have them feud with the Hart Dynasty for the unified tag titles. They're two good teams, I think. I enjoy watching them. Wrestling Observer newsletter says TNA sold about 300 of the main event packages for Lockdown Fan Fest at St. Louis. Packages sold for $2.99. And you got in to meet Sting, Flair, Hogan, Heenan, Dory Funk, and Baron Von Raschke. It's not looking good for Orlando Jordan's boyfriend, though, and Valet being brought back as a character in TNA. They still haven't been used on TV. Heat on the Mail, of course, Cameron was after the hotel bar incident, I guess. There's been talk about having the female Valet, Santana G, being used as a wrestler in the knockout division. Hey, if she's good, use her. I don't care. Heck with that walking to the ring. Get somebody else. Out of WWE's releases last week, two top names that TNA are kind of interested in is Sheldon Benjamin and Mickie James. And it's said that they don't have any interest in Jimmy Wang Yang because he left there on bad terms I guess a couple of years ago after a no-show at a pay-per-view. And he returned, to return to WWE. But some say, that was so many years ago, he may have a chance now. As noted, TNA is interested in, also has an interest in Charlie Haas. It should be noted that both Haas, Sheldon, and Mickie, they wrestled in WWE using their real names, so shouldn't have to alter their gimmicks any if they sign with TNA. TNA wrestler, that's why WWE don't want people to use their real names anymore. They'll give you some kind of a goofy ass name. TNA wrestler Homicide recently appeared on the Busted Open Sirius satellite radio show and did not hold anything back about his current status with TNA. Homicide says on Who's the Boss in TNA? Dixie's the boss. Homicide asked about Hogan. Hogan comes out and talks to the guys. He spoke to me, about where I came from and why my name is Homicide. Things like that. He said he loved it. Homicide about the backstage politics. He says there's a lot of political crap going on. He says, I don't know what's going on. He says, all I know, I'm going out there and get paid and take care of my family. Homicide says about his faith in TNA. He says, I have no faith in anybody. It's like someone telling me that every 6 or 8 months they're going to be giving me a call and nothing happens. He says, I want money every Monday and we'll see what happens. Independent wrestler Lori Cherry Bomb Dennis may be getting a WWE tryout on the 3-hour Raw on May 17th in Toronto. What else have I got here? Vince McMahon made his first appearance as a part of Linda McMahon's campaign on April 21st at a charity function at Sacred Heart University where Linda was on the board, the school board. When the host pointed out that Richard Blumenthal, I guess is his name, who that's Linda's opponent if she wins the nomination, that is, was in attendance, and Vince got up, grabbed the mic, and introduced himself to the audience, and Vince then looked at Blumenthal and said, my name is Vince McMahon, and my wife is the one who's going to beat you this fall. Vince and Blumenthal later shook hands, and Vince joked about how his wife's going to whoop Blumenthal in the election. Blumenthal tried to laugh it off the incident, but probably kind of hard to do. Bret Hart's been working on hands-on with the mentoring of the Hart Dynasty and watches all their matches and sends them a report card if he's not on the road with them. And if he's there, why do a report card? Batista and Rey Mysterio are the most talked about within WWE right now as far as problems go. Batista is upset because WWE removed him from the movie deal and uncertain about his future with the company. Mysterio has a long time left on his contract and is apparently fussing again about money. Why not? WWE's trying to make a new Mexican star, by the way, in case something happens with Rey Mysterio and he leaves the company. WWE realizes that Mexico is a hot market right now. Don Carreras, even though he's been working as a heel, was brought in on the road with WWE as a kind of directive that the company wants a new Mexican star rolling as quickly as possible. So watch him. We'll see if he's up the snuff. The Pope actually injured from lockdown match with AJ Styles with a torn ligament in the shoulder and separated shoulder. TNA wants to bring back, by the way, the character, not the character, they want to bring back the actual person, Christopher Daniels. So I guess they just want to pay him on a pay-per appearance contract, which that'll be all right. Nobody in the company said anything about TNA's reaction show that aired a few weeks ago before Impact. It didn't do very good either, but that's some of Bischoff's doings. I got about 30 seconds. Let me see. Team 3D's brother Ray is heavily praised after the SmackDown, or the Lockdown pay-per-view, in that the crowd was fine before he did the interview, making Team 3D versus the Band a street fight. But after the interview, the crowd was on fire for the rest of the show. Well, put them out then. Man, that's awful. Shouldn't do that, Brother Ray. Hey, I guess I better go. Thanks for clicking, you guys. See you tomorrow.